Gonzalez, this mic is all yours.
Well, now, a thankful Thursday to each and every only one of us. Hmm, where have I heard that before? Happy New Now, everyone. Happy New Now. I like what Regis said between now and right now. That's it. Happy New Now. I'm the person that says welcome to 2026. I I stopped saying Happy New Year. Oh, I can't even remember how many years ago. Because for me, the new year starts in August. For Dove, in my mind, it would start in May. For Lynn, it would start in February. For Karen, in November. For Regis, in August. And I don't know what Sally, Bob, and Deb's birthdays are. But if I knew that, then I would say that month. That's for me in this form anyway, my new year. Um, Happiness now. That's it. It's only now. I was telling someone just this morning, that every breath I take is now, and it's always every breath is a new one. Every breath is a new one, and since I don't know if I'm going to have a next breath, it corresponds with what Karen was saying earlier. I don't know what anything is for. I don't know. I have no clue about the next now. I only know about this one. And what I know in this now is I'm going to take these hearing aids out because they are just too loud for me. Um,
Come on.
like who did when ouch, someone decided, there we go. Someone decided that January 1st would be the beginning of a new something or another. But interestingly enough, the calendar used to be a 10-month thing, which began in what we would call March, because Sept, Oct, Novem, and Decem stand for 7, 8, 9, and 10. September, 1943. Thank you, Bob. Um, Wait a minute. Is that what 1943? Oh, Bob, January. Oh, January. Oh, this month. Really? Really? January what, Bob, if you don't mind my asking? Oh, the 13th, coming right up. All right. Okay. So Bob's New Year begins, in my mind, to the way I think, anyway, um, in form, January the 13th. I'm still trying to take this other hearing aid out my ear. I don't need to hear myself this loudly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's much better. Oh, I can hear me. Oh, my God. It's like I took the speaker off of my ears. I had put it in because I was listening to what was happening before me, and I couldn't hear Regis as well as I wanted to. So I um I put the hearing aids in so I can hear better. I found out that hearing has nothing to do with the ears; it's coming from the brain. And all right, Sally, May 28th, 1960. I can't. Let me see. I'm gonna have to go on Zoom on the computer. I still don't have sound. I decided I am going to put my computer in the shop in the coming days, um, because I've been working back and forth, on the phone and on the phone um, for me to hear you and you to hear me, and and on the computer so that you can see what's going on. So I'm coming into there right now. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Coming in on the computer. Okay. Um, no, don't even bother. Test speaker, no. Join computer speaker, no. All right. Can't hear. Okay, perfect. All right. So, um, oh gosh, now I see me too many times. Let me see. Let me turn. I have to turn. Let's see. How do I do this? I can turn this one. I'm trying something different today. I'm turning this video off. turning this video on, and then you get to see Lovable's blanket and Lovable, who's right there. Hi, Happy. Hi, baby. How you doing? Oh, he's cute. He's so cute. But Lovable's right here wearing his security hoodie. It says security on the back. Um, so and his blanket, which he could care less about right now. Oh, the medication is working. We've had to increase the medication for Lovable yet again, because he's beginning to think that having these episodes once a week or so, he's starting to think that that's the thing to do. And it's been happening for the last 3 or 4 weeks now. And I don't bother to talk about that with you guys because what's the point? So I'm going to sit here for the moment. Let me figure this out. Yeah, right here. Anyway, and you guys have already written in the chat. So what's already in the chat may or may not come up for me. Let's see. No, only thing that comes up is what's already there. So I'm going to have to copy the chat to get that information. That's important. So for me, the new year starts in August, and so I say welcome to whatever the new year, whatever they're calling the new year, 2026. I like that. I'll accept that. Welcome to 2026. But somebody made that up. Just like somebody made up that you're supposed to be right-handed. And somebody made up that you're supposed to hold a fork like it's a pencil and not like a shovel. These things, these things, right? Think about it. Who said that you have to put some people, the way they get dressed, okay, granted, the underclothes have to go on first, but we have found ways, women, we have found ways to take a bra off without taking the top off. We know how to do that. I don't know how to put it on that way yet, but I know how to take it off that way. Anyway. I wanted to play a song, but I don't know because I want to play it from the computer. I don't think you'll hear it from the computer. Lynn, Lynn, are you there? If so, would you please bring up the song by Jordan Sparks, This Is My Now? I'd like to hear it.
All right, let me go see if I can find it.
Thank you. Jordan Sparks.
And make sure that it's not a copyrighted or
one of them?
we gotta see
we have
that.
that problem? Oh, well, then I'll just find the lyrics and I'll just...
Yeah, if it's on YouTube, if I play it there, they'll strike me if I play something that is
you'll be smitten.
Yeah, I will be smitten. Absolutely.
It's hilarious. Not really, but
I know. Yeah, no, I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, I can't let you do it either. So
I won't even try. Not a problem. But what I can do is go find the lyrics, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'll find them on the phone because you're not. I can do it that way. All right. This is my now lyrics. I don't know if I want to sing or not. What the heck? She goes, there was a time I packed my dreams away, living in a shell, hiding from myself. There was a time when I was so afraid. I thought I'd reach the end. Baby, that was then. I am made of more than my yesterdays. This is my now, and I am breathing in the moment as I look around. I can't believe the love I see. My fears behind me, gone are the shadows and doubts. That was then, this is mine now. I'm not going to sing the rest, but I am going to give you the lyrics. She says, I had to decide, was I going to play it safe? Well, But somewhere deep inside, I tried to turn the tide and find the strength to take that step of faith. And then she goes back into the lyrics. This is my now, and I am breathing in the moment. As I look around, I can't believe the love I see. My fears behind me, gone are the shadows and doubts. That was then, this is my now. And I have the courage like never before. Yeah, I settled for less, but I'm ready for more. Ready for more. This is my now, and I am breathing in the moment. As I look around, I can't believe the love I see. My fears behind me, gone are the shadows and doubts. That was then, this is my now. Yay, Jordan Sparks. Play it, find it. This is my now, Jordan Sparks. Beautiful song, beautiful song.
Beautiful, beautiful singing. Thank you.
When you hear her, you'll say, "Oh, is that real? That's really how it sounded, huh?" But thank you, Karen. You know, Karen is my cheerleader when it comes to me singing, and it goes back a ways. We had a moment. We had a holy instant in Fort Washington State Park, and and she got me singing on video, and the weather was beautiful, and the sun was setting. It was just a gorgeous day. It was everything was perfect. You know, we had ambiance, and ever since then, it doesn't matter if I sing the alphabet.
You should
Karen is like,
you should play that video. Seriously. You should
oh,
really play that video.
I'll have to
I mean, it's
locate it.
beautiful.
Thank you. I'll have to locate it. It's uh I'd rather put up the picture of you and me. We yeah, we had ourselves a holy instant. It was so much fun, Karen and I working with my laptop computer, and it was just a riot. It was a riot. It was hilarious, and it was fun. Um, anyway, we're talking about now. I'm talking about now. Now it's the only moment of time there is. I happen to be um looking through on my flash drive. Well, I had my flash drive connected to the phone. I'm a gadget girl, just so you know. I have a flash drive that's two-sided. And hi, McKaylee. Oh, by the way, everyone, hi. Hi to Regis and Bob and Karen and Lynn and Dove and Deb. And I see me and me. And whoever else is listening out there, Katia, if you're listening, hi, love. Welcome to 2026. Um, and so anyway, I'm a gadget girl. I have this flash drive. I recommend it, highly recommend it if you have stuff saved on your computer and you don't want to, and you want to make sure that you have it, you get one of these things. It's dual, so it'll plug into your phone on one end, and it'll plug into your computer on the other. Then there's this little micro SD card, S as in salvation and D as in divine, um, micro SD card that goes into it, and and you can, and it can go back and forth. So you can save onto it. It looks all right. Here's one. It looks like this. It looks like this. Let me get out the way. Let me get out the way. Yeah, it looks like this. And it's on one end, it goes into the phone, and on the other end, it goes into the computer, right? And then this little piece is the micro SD card. And it comes with a little holder too. You can put that in there, and it's a bigger slot. You put that in there. Some computers still have that slit, SD card slit that you can put. But if not, you can plug this right in the computer, right? Anyhow, all that there. Okay, so much for the announcement for that. It's worth it. It's worth it because everything that's on my computer is saved somewhere else. Anything I don't want to lose, it's saved somewhere else. I can't. I just can't. In fact, everything automatically, like today, my whatever slides I may or may not use, or whatever I use, they're all saved on there. So I could take it, put it on my tablet. I can put it on my phone. And I don't have to cloud up. I don't have to crowd up my phone with all that stuff. Same thing with photos. I can take the photos, take them off of there and put it. Anyhow, all that was to say, I found in something that I had put together back in 2022, March of 2022, and I titled it Mindfulness Now. And I got excited. I got excited when I saw it. It's got quotes from here and there, and the course, and I'm going to bring it up, and let's see what happens. What the heck? But before that, of course, let me bring up. Nope, not ready for that. Yeah, why not? Bring up my favorite quote. One of my favorite passages from the course, and that is that every response you make is determined by what you think you are. And oops, wrong slide. What happened? Yeah. Every response you make is determined by what you think you are. And by the way, and that's now. What you think you are now. And unfortunately, a lot of times we're focusing on what we used to be, what we thought we were before, and acting according to that. Every response we make is determined by what we think we are now. Which is why this says, and what you want to be is, which is right now, what you think you are. So if we want to look from here, from this day forward, from this moment forward, from this breath forward, what you want to be then must determine every response you make. I can see me twice. Okay, you see me once, I see me twice. So if I focus here, then you see me straight on. I think that's correct. I don't know. Anyway, so every response you make is determined by what you think you are. What do you think you are? That's always the question. That's always the question. I'm going to drop the screen. I'm going to drop the screen. I'm going to stop the share. Okay. Good morning, Tina. Welcome. I had to drop screen to see you. Good to see you. I think I saw you here once before. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, welcome. Good to have you. So I was saying that I came across this thing I put together some time ago called Mindfulness Now. I'm going to put it on this. We're going to look at it on the screen. Why not? And it's just bits and pieces. I'll probably end up putting it on the slide later, but for now, let's see, go back to sharing my screen. And by the way, the holidays have been fun. I for on the 25th, I went to a brunch with Reverend Dr. Maxine Kay and her husband, Reverend Mike Gertis. There were at least a dozen of us there, and that was a good time. On the 20th, I went to a winter solstice service. I think I talked about this already, where there was a rabbi in training, a Hindu, a Buddhist, a Muslim, a Christian, and the New Thought person, Reverend Maxine Kay, and her husband, Mike. Phenomenal. They spoke on from the division of darkness to the light of love. In the first half, they spoke on the division of darkness from their own faith traditions and to the division of love in the second half, and it was music and we hummed Silent Night and we had the lights and then afterwards there were lots of refreshments and it was a whole lot of fun, just a whole lot of fun. Okay. I'm some of this I'm reading right along with you as I go along. because I haven't seen this since 2022. Ernest Holmes, Dr. Ernest Holmes. Do I need to make this bigger? Let's see. All right. From his book, This Thing Called Life, he said, in order to get the most out of life, we must learn consciously to change many of our habitual thought patterns. The Course tells us that we are too tolerant of mind wandering, that we don't guard our thoughts, that we need to, that we hang out in the sleep of forgetfulness. We need to change many of our habitual thought patterns. This is not easy, for our old thought patterns cling to us with great tenacity, but being thought patterns, they can be reversed. If you are filled with fear, refill yourself with faith, for faith always overcomes fear. And we know that's true. We know that's true. In fact, Dr. Ernest refers to fear as misplaced faith. It's misplaced because faith is the evidence of things not, having faith is the evidence of things not seen, and so is fear. But faith is the evidence of things not seen that we want, and fear is the evidence of things not seen that we don't want. I don't want to find a boogeyman in the room. I'm afraid there's a boogeyman in there. In my mind, I can see it just as clearly. I'm making this whole thing up. And then I wrote, I'm finding this stuff in between. I'm like, oh, I wrote that. To be our best selves, we have to want. Wait a minute, I didn't write that right. We have to want. We have to want to be the best we can be. Being is now. I am not being yesterday because that's gone. I'm not being tomorrow because it hasn't yet arrived. To be is a present tense thing. It's awareness now. This is my now. Happy new now. Welcome to your new moment. Henry David Thoreau wrote, you must live in the present, launch yourself on every wave, find your eternity in each moment. Isn't that it? This moment is all there is. Now is the only aspect of time that has meaning. This is it. Now means nothing to the ego thought system. This is it. This breath I take. This is it. This is it. And that's why, well, I'll keep on going because I think that the passage I'm looking for from the Course is here, but this isn't it. It says in chapter 15 of the Course, take this very instant now and think of it as all there is of time. Nothing can reach you here out of the past. And it is here, in this moment, right now, that you are completely absolved, completely free, with no condemnation. Nothing. There's only when we first wake up in the morning, the physical wake up. The first physical wake up, the foggy thing and clearing your head and unless you closed your eyes, focused on what occurred before you laid down to go to sleep, that's not the first thought that comes. It's new. You wake, at least, well, when I wake up, I look, I see light. Oh, I've got another one. Oh, a new one. Forward. In chapter 30, in the Rules for Decision, it talks about what kind of day do you want? It's not asking what kind of day did you want yesterday. It's not, I should say, it's not asking us to look at what kind of day we had yesterday, because we can't. The Course reminds us to let go of what's already gone. Welcome to your new now. Happy new now. Nothing that occurred is occurring right now. You're taking this breath right now. I'm taking this breath right now. Oh, somebody said, and it has no effect. And if it had no, it has no effect. It only has whatever meaning that I give it. And I can choose. Fortunately, I can keep choosing. The Course reminds us that decisions are continuous, continuous, continuous. I'm always deciding. I'm deciding what my next sentence is going to be. I was deciding at whatever time I saw this that would be what I was going to speak on, because it's funny. It's funny, and I'm grateful that I was sent a text message being asked if I was going to be um, presenting today, and I thought, oh, tomorrow's Thursday. Oh, it's Thursday. I didn't even think about all that. It's like, it was Wednesday, and then today's the holiday, and we're celebrating moving from 2025 into 2026 by the calendar that somebody made up and all that. And then it's just a good darn thing that I was sent that text message. Didn't occur to me. But in the moment, in the moment, in the moment. And if we focus on the fact that this is now, even if you're thinking about something that somebody said or something that happened or some diagnosis that you got, whatever. But if you take a moment, Deb asked a question about the closing lessons. The last lesson, the closing lessons that I give it to you. I give it to my right mind. It's a matter of choosing. Where do I want to, where's my thinking going? Do I want to think about, oh man, shoot, I meant to pick up some I don't know. I meant to buy something yesterday and I didn't, and now I'm upset because I didn't buy. What? I have today. Stores are open. Now, go move forward. I'm not driving down the street thinking, oh man, I should back up. I should put the car in reverse and just go backwards, because we don't do that. But yet we walk around thinking about what used to be. The Course asks us to let go of what's already gone. No, what the Course says is you can't really hold on to what's already gone. And that's not how it says. You can't, it double negative. You can't not let go of what's already gone. I'm going to go into the chat. I see a couple of things going on here. Okay, so the lyrics to the song are in the chat. Very good. Okay. And Karen said the past is just a thought you have. The past is just a thought you're having. The future. Oh, it's a quote by Einstein. The future is just a thought you are having. And the Course says if you're thinking about the past or the future, you're really not thinking at all. I can't take my last breath. Rather, that is the breath I just took. I can't take that one again. I can't. And I can't take the next one until it's ready to come. I'm in this breath right now. It's the same thing with our thoughts. And equating the two, my thoughts now, what's now, this moment, now. This is it. This is it. It's always now. And if I'm willing, just a little bit willing to focus on that, I can get myself out of whatever havocing thoughts I'm in, because you can't think two thoughts at once. If you think you can, they have a diagnosis for that. But you can't think two thoughts at once. You can't. All right. And Bob wrote, we crucify ourselves between two thieves. Yes, love, regret for yesterday and fear of tomorrow. Oh my God. Blame and shame and doom and gloom and all the judgments that, oh God, if only I had, and while I'm at it, if only they had, because we do that too. If so and so hadn't done such and such, then I wouldn't, blah blah blah. As if they're two the same thing. In form, they are different. I am not. There's a song, I believe it's by India Irie. I am not. Basically, I'm not the people of my past. I'm not that. So my mama taught me some things, my daddy taught me some things, my grandmother taught me some things, my uncles taught me some things, my friends taught me some things, my teachers in school taught me some things, my family, other people in life that I've met have taught me some things. But I get to choose how much of those things I get to hold on to. They taught them. I get to decide whether or not to learn them. Tina wrote, my ego. Oh, I hate that term. I'm gonna read it. My ego. I hate that term, Tina. I'll tell you why in a minute. My ego feels very much like a victim. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Your ego is a victim. The ego is a victim. It's not. It's a man. First of all, we're okay. Let me finish reading it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It says my ego feels much like a victim. Snow, 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 sucking bitter cold. Feels like a hellish existence, says the ego, right? Right, right. Oh, stuck. You meant stuck. Well, suck too. It sucks. Yeah, I opened the door. I had no idea that it was snowing out there. That there was snow out there. Um, I went outside to take. I had, put Lovable's little. He had on his little security hoodie, and that's all. And I put on his what I call a thong. It's a mini thing to put the leash, attach it to. I opened the door, and there was snow out there. Wait, wait, wait! That changes everything. And it was 8:45. It was 20 minutes to 9 Eastern time, and I have to be here at 9:30. Okay, what do we do? I had to come back. I had to, turn around, take the thong thing off, put the coat on, zip that up, put the little booties on him, and then the leash to go outside. And he was tugging. He didn't come on, boy. You better come on. Um, and we ran outside real quickly. And I thought, no, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that. But you know what? We went outside. He did what he had to do. I took some good fresh breath, breaths of fresh air, came on in, turned this on. Here I am. And so it is. And at the moment, that out there has no effect on me. None. None. I'm in the moment. And I'm choosing to accept that there's snow on the ground. Because what am I going to do? Get mad? At who? Who's going to feel it? Me. Okay. And I'm not, and I don't want to do that. So, I intentionally never use the words my ego. It's written in the Course. The Holy Spirit asks that we demonstrate that we are not an ego. And when I read that, some things I just grab them and they're just so literal to me. Some things like, oh, I put in my book, do this, do this, do this, some things like that. Or I'll highlight it in green, which is a do. In my Kindle, I'll highlight it in green. Do this. This one thing that the Holy Spirit asked that to demonstrate that I am not an ego. All right. That's my goal. And since I'm not an ego, since the ego is not real, since this, that, and the other, I don't. This is just Zulma talking. I don't say my ego. It makes it real to me, and it's not. So, but thank you for that, Tina. But I get it. The ego thought system. It's a decision. The Course says that the ego is a decision. The ego, like the Holy Spirit, is a decision. They are decisions. And Deb, I don't know if Deb is still here. Let me see. Deb, are you still here? She said she was asking a question that got my attention. A lot of things in the Course sound like, yeah, she's here. It sounds like it's talking to it sounds like it's different things. There's God and there's Jesus and there's that. Well, and Jesus is not mentioned, the name Jesus, except in the clarification of terms. That nowhere does it actually say. Just this is Zulma talking. It doesn't say that it's Jesus talking. That's inferred because we're getting passages from the Bible in which it's written that Jesus said such and such. Anyway, you've got God and you've got Jesus and you've got the Holy Spirit and you've got the ego and you've got all this and all that. And then there's me. There's you with a small y, and there's you with a capital Y, and all this stuff. And it seems like it's talking about different things. But the Course, according to the Course, says that the Holy Spirit is literally in you. It also says that God is not literally in you, that you are part of God. Now, part has divisions, and then later on in the Course, I have to remember that the Course is talking to us on two levels. Level one is at level of spirit. No distinctions, no levels of difficulty, no order of difficulties, just the level of spirit, just the isness of it all. But at level two, it's talking about form, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, analyzing, comparing, all that. So it gives us all these different things. Seemingly sounds like it's different, like God is different from the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit is different from Jesus, and Jesus is different from you. No, I and the Father are one. One, one, one. This is a course in recognizing the oneness of it all. The oneness of it all. And that's the only way to know peace. As Karen continually reminds us from the Course, only equals are at peace. So everything is equal to everything else. And when I get that, that's how I can begin to, I realize this is not separate. There's no separateness. There's truth, period. There is no opposite to truth. There is no opposite to truth, which is why the ego, which isn't real. It's there's either truth or not. That's it. And if there's no truth, then there's nothing. There's nothing. The ego is nothing. The illusions are nothing. Fantasy is nothing. Lies are nothing. All that is nothing. What there is, though, is the value that I put on things. Oh, so-and-so said something to me, and I found out that it wasn't true. Oh, my God, I would have never expected them to talk to me that way, to say that to me. Oh, my God, I can't. This is just the most horrible thing. It's me. It's me. And it's me living in the past, because I'm never upset for the reason I think. Okay, so here I'm going to go on with some of this, and I'll probably continue with this next week, because I haven't even read through all of this. These were notes that I made. Guard your thoughts. They're yours. No one controls them but you. Your mind can't wander unless you let it. And that's because the Course talks about mind wandering, that we're too tolerant of mind wandering. It's saying that I am too tolerant of mind wandering. I am letting my mind wander. Karen brought up that the word seems is in the Course like hundreds of times. And that was the one that I found years ago when we were looking at in chapter 21 in section 2 in the responsibility for sight, where it says that anything that seems to happen to me, nothing is happening to me. Nothing is happening to you. It's always happening through you, as you. There is no separation. So how can it be something happening to you? If it's happening to you, then it's out there and you're in here and there's separation. It's not that. It's just not that. Hi, Linda. Welcome. Linda Joy. I mentioned you a couple of weeks ago, maybe it was last week, how you always bring up that there's only the one life, and that life is God's life. That for me was initially a quote, a passage from Dr. Ernest Holmes. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. And that life is my life now, right now, only now. Back to that. Happy new now. So I'm guarding my thoughts. They're mine. They're my thoughts, and no one controls them but me. Nothing can happen to me. First of all, I'm not this body. Let me get clear on that. If I'm focusing on my body, then I have to be focusing on your body. Then I have to be afraid. I have to be afraid because the body, this thing is temporary. It's temporal. It's temporal, and because it's temporary, and I'm thinking, oh, then I'm fearing the future because I don't know what's going to happen, which I don't understand. I don't understand how I can be afraid of something I don't know. How can I be afraid of something I don't know? That's the one that I've been smiling about. The so-called fear of the future. I look at it as it's a new adventure. It's just a new adventure here. Oh, something new. Oh my God. And then there's that moment when, get the heart, get that heartbeat, the heart stops for a second, like, and I breathe through it. Here I go, new adventure. Because I used to live my life, fear could have been my middle name. So for me to be on the other side of that, for the most part, most of the time, I'm on the other side of that. It's just such a joy. It's just, weight lifted. It's because fear has nothing to do with truth. Nothing. Your mind can't wander unless you let it. And I'm going back to this. Stick to your own agenda. I don't know. I don't know what was happening in March of 2022 when I put this together. So I'm just reading. You're reading it along with me for the first time. For the first time since 2022 for me. Stick to your own agenda, mind your own business. So somebody told me, and I love it, there are only two kinds of business: my business and none of my business. I get a kick out saying that every time I say it. There are two kinds of business: my business and none of my business. Worrying about what somebody said, worrying about what somebody did, worrying about what's happening over there. Why? Oh my God, I can't believe that man is beating on that woman. I don't understand who the heck he thinks he is. Why is that always happening? I'm not focusing on the fact that she's letting him beat him, but that's another story. Beat her. That's another story. I'm only focusing where my focus goes. That's where my attention is going. And I'm making him a villain somewhere back there. At least in my case, it was my first husband. He was physically abusive. So yeah, I'm going to look at that man as, I don't do that. I don't look at the man who's beating that woman as the villain and looking at her as the victim, because I made a conscious decision to leave my first husband. I was not, no, hell no. I'm not going to stay here so that you can get that till death do us part. It's going to come way too soon if I stay here. So I got the heck up out of there. I got up out of there. And just like I did, we all can, once we realize that the faith that we're having is not, that either we're misplacing our faith. What does the course calls it? Not wrong-minded. What am I looking for? I can't think of the word. But it's misguided thinking. It's misguided thinking. Tina, thank you. I appreciate you saying you love my strength, but I didn't see it that way. All I saw was, if I stay here, he's going to kill me. Simple as that. My fear, get this. In that case, my fear of being beaten to death, because it was painful, my fear of being beaten to death was greater than my fear of him. He was the idol, and he was the idol, and the fear was the idol. And I had to make a decision, and it really came down to that. And I had to rely on my mother to send me money to get me home. And initially, because that was the last time, because there were 4 incidents, each one worse than the first. She initially was not, when I first mentioned to her that there was physical contact like that. She was, well, what did you do? Because she was in the same relationship with my stepfather. Basically, I kind of married my stepfather, if you will. She was in the same kind of relationship. So for her, it was, you're married him, you're going to be married till death do you part. She was with her husband till death did them part. And let me see. What did you ask? What are you asking, Lynn? Wait a minute. Let me see. There's something in the chat. Let me go to the chat. Remember, I'm working from the phone and the tablet at the same time, so maybe I could do this way better. If I go to the chat here, only one, only God, only now. And then, so Lynn wrote, did he tell you he would hunt you down and kill you? In some cases, he would. Yeah, that's true. In some cases, that's the case. So you have to, when that's the case, you have to find your tribe. You have to trust. See, this is going to sound like really cold. Our bodies are all going to die some kind of way. They're all one way or another. It's going to be out of here. It's going to be out of here. You know what? This is funny, but not. The person who's running from somebody who's chasing them, and they run out and get hit by a car and get killed by a car. Sorry, that's morbid. That's morbid humor for me. Morbid humor. Well, at least when they got hit by the car, if it happened instantly, they weren't aware of it. That's the way to look at it. They were in fear. They're running from, and it's the fear that keeps causing things to happen. It's the fear. That's the thing that we don't realize. That's the part we don't realize. Okay, so I'm going to continue reading here. Tina wrote, my mom was abused. When my dad died, she was free. I think. I thanked, wait a minute. I thanked my dad for deciding to leave the world. Bittersweet. Oh, I get it. I get it. Listen, when my stepfather passed, I hated him. I hated him while he was alive. I hated him after he passed. After his body ceased to be. It was terrible. It was a situation. But I didn't know anything about therapy at the time. All I know is that some years in hatred, I was typing him a letter on my word processor. So I'm aging myself. You know what that means, right? I was typing him a letter on my word processor. I was so full of venom, poison. It was killing me. The pain was awful. And I'm typing this letter, I'm banging on these keys, and in that letter, I'm not going into the details now, but in that letter, the very reason why he was doing what he was doing showed up. Just because your father and your mother when I exhausted myself and I'm reading this letter back to myself, and there it was. He was living he was torturing himself mentally, and then my mother and for a little while me too, physically, with the past, his past. His father was abusive. His mother left. He was in pain. And I went and I mean, I'm telling you, when I talk about, I didn't know words like holy and sin. I didn't know any of that at that time. And I had a shift, such a shift. I didn't know enough of the course because he was mommy. I had my forgiveness with my mother. It took me a little longer with my stepfather now that I think about it. But I had such a shift in that moment. I had a holy instant right there. I was like, oh wow, that's why. And I actually kept writing, and I was actually asking him in this letter. He's up, man, had already passed like 3-4 years prior. In this letter, I was asking him for forgiveness. Forgive me. What the course says, forgive me my illusions, Father. Forgive me my illusions. And help me to accept my true relationship with you. Just you. The truth of what I am, in which there are no illusions and where none can ever enter. My holiness is God's holiness. What can there be that needs forgiveness when that holiness is perfect? And then it says, This is at the end of chapter 16, by the way. The sleep of forgetfulness, not guarding my thoughts, letting my mind wander. The sleep of forgetfulness is the unwillingness to remember. It's the unwillingness to remember forgiveness and love. Forgiveness and love. And forgiveness doesn't mean that what was done, what that form thing, that was all right. No. It means that I don't have to hold on to it because it's not happening now. Happy new now. I'm back to that. It's not happening now. Pay attention. Attention from the word from attend, to be present. Be present. Now is the only aspect of time that has meaning. So yeah, I let go, and when I think about my stepfather today, I do so lovingly. Lovingly. But Tina, your mom and my mom chose to stay. They chose to stay. So I can't look at, if anything, they were both victims. The fathers were victims of their past, and the mothers chose to be victims of their past too. Because I'm looking at his past, and I'm letting him inflict whatever onto me. I'm talking about my mother, your mother, the mothers, the people. We all have stories like this, but they're all stories. And as Regis says, it's time to let go of the story and just allow the glory. Let go of the story and allow the glory. We make choices in the moment. We're making choices in the moment. We don't realize we're choosing because we think that something outside of us has control. We think that something outside of us has control. And Tina said, I did forgive them. I did forgive him. He did step up and showed his real ability to be good before he passed. It was a miracle, but to stay in that state was difficult. I imagine due to the past abuse he probably suffered as well, and discrimination toward, okay, this thing is not letting me scroll, toward women he grew up with. I did congratulate him for showing love and remorse before he passed away. My mom had 8 kids. There were no programs to help women then. And all that, fortunately, is still a story, and it's a past story. And the difference between your father and my stepfather, let me tell you, quick, how much time do I have? I got just minutes. And I'm talking to you, Tina, because most of the people here know this story already. Some of you do, some of you don't. My mother and I were supposed to be going to Puerto Rico. We were leaving for Puerto Rico at 10 o'clock in the morning of October the 1st of whatever year that was. We were to leave it at 10 o'clock. My stepfather had been threatening my mother. You're not going. You're not going. You're not going. If I have to die, you're not going. He was so against her having a relationship with me, or not clinging to his, not being in his fear. She finally got up enough nerve she and I were going to go to Puerto Rico together. And so Friday night, or Friday into Saturday, Roberto, his body started shutting down. He ended up in the emergency room. He ended up, shutting down. And Tina, at 3 a.m., 7 hours before our flight was to leave for Puerto Rico, Roberto's body stopped. He said, if I have to die, hi, Edward, welcome. Oh, I love the beard. Oh, God, I love that. 7 hours before the flight, he died. He said, if I have to die, you talk about conviction? He told my mother, if I have to die, you're not going. And he did. So he gave us, it was a gift of freedom in a sense. He gave himself the gift of freedom because he realized he had no control anymore. He just didn't have it anymore. But all that is, I am not the victim of the world I see. We are not the victim of the world we see. We invented this world that we see. There is another way of looking at the world. We can see peace instead of that. Those are workbook lessons 31 through 34. I'm not the victim of the world I see, and neither are you, and neither are they. No, we're not the victims. We are making this our own world. That's why the Course says there is no world. Because which world are we talking about? Your world, my world, what world? I'm minutes away from getting. I have to get off of here, so I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna stay right here. The key. Remember, it's always a new now. Every breath you take is a new moment, every single one. And we can guard our thoughts in that moment. Perfectly? Of course not. Of course not. Because we're going to get caught up with the things that we can see. We get caught up with the things that are in front of us. We start judging by appearances. And we're asked, don't judge by appearances because they're temporary. They're not going to stay. They come to pass. They don't come to stay. In the Bible, 728 times. It came to pass. It came to pass. It came to pass. It didn't come to stay. And as long as we hold on to that, we guard our thoughts, remembering that your mind can't wander unless you let it. You can't blame something out there, somebody over there for what's happening to you. What you do comes from what you think. Rather, what you do comes from what you feel, and what you feel comes from what you think. That's what they say in the cognitive behavioral therapy. The Course says what you do comes from what you think. The Course reminds us again, every response we make is determined by what we think we are. And as long as we think that we're a body, we're going to get caught up in all this victim stuff. I am spirit. I am spirit. You are spirit. We are spirit. We are one with life. God is life. We are life. There is only the one life. That life is God's life. That life is complete. It's perfect. And that life is our life. Now, happy new now, everyone. I'll see you next week. And Lynn, here's the mic.
Thank you so much, Zulma. Love you, love you, love you. Happy new now to you as well. And I'm going to